Hey, what's good? This is the Walker Bar for Black Authentic Truth. And this sister right here, she kind of on point.
Before you guys come for my neck, I am very well aware that the Black diaspora war goes both ways. Everyone is insulting each other. But today, we'll be focusing on this specific point, nothing else. Okay? I would like to preface that I am Caribbean, Haitian specifically. Now let's start. It's funny to me when I see Africans and Caribbeans mock African Americans. I laugh even more because while insulting African Americans, they're using AAVE, African American Vernacular English. Some of y'all who have never even stepped foot on this land using AAVE like you've been living in the hood, in the South, and the suburbs your whole life. Not only that, you tell African Americans that they don't have culture, that they're watered down, that they are whitewashed and Americanized, but indulge in the music genres they've invented, dress in the streetwear, listen to the rap, listen to the R&B, the hip-hop, the jazz, the blues. Ha! Mocking the people but indulging in the shit that they invented sounds familiar, like what them folks do. Now, Caribbean to Caribbean, did y'all forget y'all's was fucking stolen too? Y'all act like you didn't make culture from none too? The only teensy bit of the privilege we had was to have our own space and to be surrounded by our own people. African Americans are forced and to live the same system that have oppressed their enslaved ancestors. Let me add, y'all would say I honor my ancestors, but dishonor your ancestors' family members that have been forcibly ripped from them and brought to this land. The African American culture is one of the most influential culture in the world, and they deserve every fucking credit that is due. And you, my Africans and Caribbeans, are one of the last people that should be fucking mocking them. You are embarrassing your ancestors. They are eating popcorn, these people, while watching us fight for the problems that they have caused. Look at where the real problem is and stop picking at your own people.
Now, there's actually some things that I do agree with what the sister said. And there's some things that are very important that I don't agree with. Now, one of the things she said is that Africans look at black people in America as though their culture is watered down and they're Americanized. And in my opinion, all of that is just an excuse, or it's a way to say that we're different, because we really are different. Now, I've heard it before where Africans say that we are Americanized and we're watered down. We're not really African. And I would agree with that. The only thing that I'm saying is that it's not just that we're African, it's because we are not the same people. Black people in general that came on the transatlantic slave trade to the West Indies, to Jamaica, to America, and those different places, these people have a different type of flavor about them. And especially talking about black people in America, we have a flavor that we have of ourselves. It did not come from Europeans. It came from us. Now, I also agree with her when she said that everybody listens to our music. They enjoy all of our music. Now, I understand that there's always been infighting and a certain type of disrespect. I also agree with the fact that she said that we are very influential. In her words, she said that we are one of the most influential people in the whole world. I would go even further than that and say that we are the most influential people on the planet Earth. Now, when it comes to black people, everybody follows everything that we do, from the way that we dress, from our music, from the way that we move, how we talk, how we walk. We invented coolness. We invented flavor. Without us, there will be no flavor in the whole planet. Now, this sister also said that when they mock us, they disrespect their ancestors with the premise that we're all the same people just because we're dark skinned. And we don't have the same ancestors. In fact, their ancestors sold our ancestors. And what she did was put the blame on Europeans, which it does deserve to be on Europeans. But as Europeans being buyers, there was also sellers. I know y'all watched the movie Woman King. Like, that gave you a little glimpse of the real reality. The real reality is that African tribes sold the real Israelites into slavery. That's the real reality. And another real reality that a lot of black people in their ignorance got to learn. And I think we think everybody is the same that are dark skinned, kind of because we come from America. A lot of us in America think that way. We think with this, we are the world type of spirit. Like all black people must unify. Let's come together on a simple basis that we are all dark skinned. We're all black. When at no time in history has that ever happened. Now, I want people to understand that, and also scholars and, blackity black guys and pan-Africanist people, all of you different groups of people that are blackity black and black power, you got to understand that at no time did people who are dark skinned come together just on the basis that they were dark skinned. And so we got to get out of that frame of thinking, and we got to do some research. And historically, we'll see that certain groups of Africans sold Negroes, and those Negroes were purchased by Europeans. And that's how the bulk of Negroes got over here in North America, in the West Indies. And so we have to understand that we're not the same people. And that's because we don't have the same spirit. We don't have the same flavor. That's the reason why black people in America are so influential, because we're not the same as anyone else. I don't understand why we can believe when it comes to different races, we have differences and we are not the same. But when it comes to us being dark skinned and the fact that we came from the same continent, we have to be the same. We can't be different. We can't be two different groups of people, when in reality, that's what we are. And this ignorance and this idea that we are the same keeps us infighting and thinking that one is better than the other, when in reality, as black people in America, we need to just accept that we're different from everybody else. And we are the most influential people that the world has ever seen. So those are my thoughts on what the sister just said. Let me know what your thoughts is. I know it's very controversial, but I want to know your opinion and your Black Authentic Truth. And with that, you already know what it is. This is Black Authentic Truth.